Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another one of these casts. We have down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, the red Zerg player from the Korean ladder. Give it up for Blackjeff. I don't know what he did with white Jeff, green Jeff, and blue Jeff, but he's going to be going up against his opponent up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, the blue Zerg player. Give it up for Team Expert's very own Scarlett. And looks like Blackjeff gonna be putting on the aggression, throwing down that spawning pool. And for those who are wondering, these are just ladder games from Scarlett's replay pack. Now, I say replay pack because this is not a sub-replay pack. This is a replay pack that she sent out for free that is available to anyone that wants it. If you go over to twitch.tv/ScarlettM, you will be able to find all of these replays by clicking on the giant fire image down below her stream. And also you can find this on her Twitter, I believe, as well. She sends these out for games that she played during her streams that she's been doing lately. And I think she sends them out if she meets a donation goal. And she's been meeting the donation goal pretty much every single time. But with that being said, let's take a look. Scarlett immediately catches a glimpse at 1 minute and 38 seconds of these Zerglings making their way across the map. She did go for the hatch gas pool, one of the harder ways to hold this kind of aggression. We'll see how she fares against it. The Zerglings are definitely going to be on the later side, and she has the option. Is she going to give up the hatchery, or is she going to pull drones to try and defend it? Those are the two different ways you can try and, deal with this. There's a hatchery behind this for Blackjeff, but Scarlett's Overlord is not there yet, so she doesn't know how committed this aggression is just yet. There could be speed on the way. There could be a hatchery on the way. Scarlett's going to pull the drones, but I think this might be a little bit too late. The hatchery is already so low on health. Blackjeff is actually just going to go after some of these drones themselves, try and get a couple of kills, and at this point, he could probably just sacrifice the remainder of these Zerglings going after the hatchery. No, he doesn't go for it. 141 health points left. Blackjeff is going to back off. A lot of mining time is being lost right now for Scarlett, and there is a relatively even worker count for both sides. After all the damage is done, 2 workers killed off. Surprisingly enough, of course, this slightly faster hatchery for Scarlett, but I mean, how long is that hatchery really going to last? Scarlett's making non-stop, was making non-stop Zerglings, but now switches into workers. Surprisingly enough, actually feeling rather confident, seeing, okay, with my Overlord, I see that there are no more Zerglings making their way across the map. I can actually stop making more Lings. Blackjeff did not end up getting a gas geyser with this either, so these Zerglings are never going to end up having speed anytime soon. And that means that Scarlett, if she keeps her own Zerglings alive, she doesn't force an engagement too early, she can use these and put the pressure on Blackjeff, who will not really have a wall off or anything to really push back those speed Zerglings, which, by the way, speed getting very close to finishing. Scarlett's not going to be able to catch these Zerglings, though. They do let themselves in, holding the position at the ramp, going to be able to prevent Scarlett from moving up. Really well done, actually, by Blackjeff at holding Scarlett from moving up. That could have been a very, very dangerous spot. Scarlett tries to move it along on the other side, and she does get some okay trades versus these Zerglings. Cleans up a majority of them, gets 3 or 4 of them into the main base, and these probably won't be lasting too long. Whoa! Actually, getting a surprising number of kills. Kills off all of Blackjeff's Zerglings. So Blackjeff going to be very in the dark now, beyond just this kind of single overload. It's not even moved into the natural expansion. A little bit wary about the Queen snipe-offs, but Scarlett gets away with the hatchery. That took so much damage earlier on. Scarlett also going to get up a Baneling nest behind this, whereas Blackjeff going straight into that Roach Warren that I think Scarlett ended up seeing earlier on. Yeah, she did see that, as well as the Evolution Chamber, so it's a good chance that Scarlett's just going to try and follow this up into a big Speedling Baneling attack. She's sitting on 26 workers compared to Blackjeff, who did drone up a good bit. Sitting at 41 now, getting up a layer, possibly overestimating his position right now. If he doesn't start making some more units, even getting up some Zerglings or pumping out some more Roaches, it could be in a lot of trouble. Scarlett hiding some of these Zerglings over in the corner. How many Banelings is she going to make? She needs enough to bust in through this wall in. +1 melee is going to help out quite a bit, not just for damage versus these army units or the queens, but also for busting down this wall in. It's going to be very, very helpful and requires less Banelings and everything. But does Scarlett actually have enough over here? She's actually, oh, I love this. taking advantage of the Overlord positioning right now. Scarlett has moved all of her units around the corners of the map, so theoretically her opponent doesn't actually know that she's been sending all these units across the map. And there are quite a few Zerglings making their way in. +1 melee did finish up. She takes out the Queens, but is there enough Zerglings, or are there enough Zerglings to take out all these Roaches? Majority of them are starting to fall, and more Zerglings are streaming their way across the map. Only one Roach and one Queen holding position on the ramp. How long can they hold on? Is this going to be a good enough engagement? Both of them end up falling. 8 more Roaches in production, though. Oh, she focus fires down the Roach Warren. This could spiral out of control so quickly now. What exactly is Blackjeff gonna make except for slow Zerglings and I guess some spine crawlers potentially, but a nice drone surround. Segments off these Zerglings, trapping them in and actually trapping some more of them out. Banelings do manage to waddle the way in. Scarlett also realizes, wait a second, that's not a full wall off. The Roaches are out in high enough numbers. Scarlett has not done enough damage yet. She's only sitting on 26 workers. She needs to kill off more. There's also a layer finished up for her opponent where she is sitting so far behind in tech. She's going to try and kill off as many workers as possible. She's still rallying in a few more units, but she's starting to drone up behind this while adding in her final set of Zerglings to try and see some form of map control to prevent her opponent from just moving across the map. Blackjeff is nearly walled off. I think only Zerglings may be able to make through. No, it doesn't even look like Zerglings can make their way through this wall in. 4 different evolution chambers to choose from to pump out upgrades with. But Scarlett gonna be sitting really behind after all is said and done, sitting on a very low health natural expansion, sitting on very low tech, having invested a ton not only into those Zerglings, but the Banelings cost quite a bit of gas, and she really couldn't afford just give up all of that gas completely for free, not really able to get any kind of real damage done. I mean, even in terms of workers killed, I think she only killed 2 workers. 73 Zerglings were lost also. Oh, sorry, she killed 3 workers, but she only killed 7 Roaches and 4 Queens. The Queens being killed is definitely nice. It halted the production of Blackjeff for a little bit, but when you got all these Roaches, I don't think you're quite as afraid of that. And, oh, Zerglings are on hold position. The Broodling's actually doing quite a bit of damage as well, catching even more of them, causing a quasi-surround. Looks like an Overseer comes in over here for Blackjeff, saying, oh, you're just getting your lair now? Okay, well, I think that I'm pretty far ahead of you right now. Also should have seen, or at least caught a glimpse of the lack of army for Scarlett a little bit and made think, okay, yeah, this is going to be the time to push out across the map. Scarlett's not really even going to be able to make use of that lair around the time that these Roaches push in, and it looks like +1 Carapace is getting close to finishing for Blackjeff, but not quite finished up. Galileo Reconstitution also very close to finishing, and that should finish in time. But here we go. This is going to be the big fight. Scarlett's got a lot of Banelings with some good detonations on top of these Roaches in a clumped up spot. She could actually potentially hold over here, but still, it's going to be a huge investment. This is all just gas that I think she wanted to save for post-layer tech. Oh god, having to use the Banelings already on just individual Roaches. A beautiful split from her opponent. GG gets called, and Blackjeff takes the first game over Scarlett from our replays today.